slept in his car with $0 gives, became a billionaire in 3 years. Imagine this. You're 22 years old, completely broke, sleeping in your car, and showering at public gyms. Fast forward 3 years, and you're a billionaire. Sounds like a Hollywood movie script, right? But for John Paul DeJoria, this was his reality. His story isn't just about getting rich. It's a masterclass in resilience, hustle, and believing in yourself when nobody else does. So, how did he go from having absolutely nothing to building not one, but $2 billion empires? Stick around because this story is packed with lessons that could change the way you look at success. John Paul DeJoria's early life was far from glamorous. Born to immigrant parents in Los Angeles, his family struggled to make ends meet. By the time he was 2, his parents had divorced, and his mother worked multiple jobs just to put food on the table. Things got so tough that at age 9, he and his brother were sent to a foster home. It was a difficult start, but it was also where John Paul learned his first lesson in business. At just 9 years old, he started selling Christmas cards and newspapers to help support his family. Even then, he had that entrepreneurial spark. He learned early on that if you want something, you have to be willing to work for it, no matter how young you are or what your circumstances are. After high school, he joined the U.S. Navy. When he got out, he bounced between all sorts of jobs. He was a janitor, a tow truck driver, an insurance salesman, you name it, he probably did it. But he kept getting fired. Why? He once said it was because he just couldn't do things the way other people wanted them done. He had his own ideas, his own vision. This might seem like a bad thing, but it was actually a blessing in disguise. It pushed him toward a path where he had to be his own boss. He eventually landed a job in the hair care industry, working for Redken. This is where he got his first real taste of the business. He saw how the industry worked from the inside, learning about product formulation, marketing, and sales. But again, his independent spirit got him fired. This is where our story really begins. It's 1980, John Paul is living in his car. He's got nothing to his name except a brilliant idea and an unwavering belief in it. He teamed up with his friend, a hairstylist named Paul Mitchell. Together, they decided to create their own line of professional hair care products. Their startup capital, a mere $700, which they had to borrow. With that tiny amount of money, they launched John Paul Mitchell Systems. Their vision was simple but revolutionary at the time. Create high-quality, salon-exclusive products that hairstylists would love. They started with just 3 products: Shampoo 1, Shampoo 2, and the conditioner. The early days were brutal. Money was so tight that their original product, its packaging was black and white simply because they could unafford color printing. This iconic black and white design, born out of necessity, is still used today. John Paul was the ultimate salesman. He went door to door, salon to salon, with his products in the trunk of his old car. He'd demonstrate the products, guaranteeing their quality. He faced rejection after rejection. Salon owners would literally slam the door in his face, but he never gave up. He believed in his product so much that he promised salons, "If you don't sell it, I'll buy it back from you." That's a bold move when you're sleeping in your car, but it worked. His confidence was contagious, and slowly but surely, salons started buying. For the first 2 years, the company barely made a profit. Every dollar they earned went right back into the business. John Paul continued to live a hand-to-mouth existence, but he saw the bigger picture. Then, things started to change. A lucky break came when a distributor finally agreed to take on their products. Word of mouth began to spread like wildfire among hairstylists. They loved the products. The quality spoke for itself. Within just a few years, John Paul Mitchell Systems was a multi-million-dollar company. John Paul was no longer sleeping in his car. He had turned $700 into a fortune, proving all the doubters wrong. But here's the thing about true entrepreneurs. They don't just stop at one success. While John Paul Mitchell Systems was booming, John Paul DeJoria stumbled upon another opportunity. In 1989, on a trip to Mexico, he was introduced to a high-quality, ultra-premium tequila. At the time, most people thought of tequila as a cheap party drink. But John Paul saw its potential as a top-shelf spirit, something to be sipped and savored like a fine cognac. He co-founded the Patron Spirits Company. Just like with his hair products, he focused on quality above all else. They used 100% Weber Blue agave and a traditional handcrafted process. They even designed a unique, hand-numbered bottle that looked like a piece of art. People thought he was crazy. Who would pay a premium price for tequila? Well, it turns out, a lot of people. Patron completely changed the public's perception of tequila. It created an entirely new category, ultra-premium tequila. John Paul used a similar strategy as before. He didn't have a huge marketing budget, so he got the product into the hands of influencers, bartenders, celebrities, and tastemakers. He made it the cool, sophisticated drink to have. Once again, his bet paid off spectacularly. Patron became a global phenomenon, and in 2018, the company was sold to Bacardi for a staggering $5.1 billion. John Paul had done it again. He had built a second billion-dollar brand from the ground up. So what are the key takeaways from John Paul DeJoria's incredible journey? First, resilience is everything. He faced homelessness, constant rejection, and financial hardship, but he never let it break him. He saw every failure as a stepping stone, not a roadblock. Second, be prepared to do the hard work. He didn't just have an idea. He was on the front lines, selling door-to-door, living and breathing his business 24/7. Success isn't handed to you. It's earned through grit and relentless effort. Third, believe in your product and yourself, even when no one else does. His confidence in his products was so strong that he was willing to bet his last dollar on them. That kind of conviction is powerful, and its sweat convinces others to take a chance on you. And finally, success isn't just about making money. It's about making a difference. John Paul DeJoria is a huge philanthropist. He's a signatory of the Giving Pledge, committing to give away at least half of his wealth to charity. He's involved in over 160 different charities, supporting everything from veterans' causes to environmental protection. He once said, "Success unshared is failure." That's a powerful motto to live by. From sleeping in a car with nothing to becoming a self-made billionaire twice over, John Paul DeJoria's life is a testament to the power of the human spirit. It shows that your current circumstances don't have to define your future. With a great idea, an insane work ethic, and a little bit of luck, anything is possible. His story is a powerful reminder that the American dream is still alive and well for those who are brave enough to chase it. Thanks so much for watching. If this story inspired you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories of incredible entrepreneurs who changed the world. Let me know in the comments which part of John Paul's journey resonated with you the most. See you in the next video.